Hello friends, in last lecture we were solving questions related to the surds. So in this lecture we will continue with the same. I will start with the question number, example number 10, page number 70. Page 70, example number 10. Okay, it says find the value of x if 5 is find the value of x, find the value of x if 2 raised to 5x is equal to, if 2 raised to 5x divided by 2x divided by 2 raised to x is equal to fifth root of 2 raised to 20, fifth root of 2 raised to 20. Okay, so again if you observe, you can see we need to find the value of x, and over here x is in the exponent. Here again x is in the exponent. So I told you again and again, whenever you find the unknown variable in exponents, the very first target is to make the basis same on both sides of the given information. So here I will start with 2 raised to 5x divided by 2 raised to x is equal to fifth root of 2 raised to 20. Okay, this question looks little bit difficult, but actually it is not that much difficult. Here I'll apply the quotient law, and here I do get 2 raised to 5x minus x. Over here if I do write this in the form of the exponent, this will become 2 raised to 20 raised to 1 upon 5. Over here I can write 2 raised to 4x is equal to 2 raised to 20 multiplied by 1 upon 5. 2 raised to 4x is equal to 2 raised to 4. Okay, now over here basis became same, so now we can definitely say 4x is equal to 4, and hence we will get x is equal to 1. Okay, so here I applied one law, that is x raised to m upon, sorry, actually I applied over here x raised to m upon x raised to n is equal to x raised to m minus n. Okay, this law I applied over here, and over here I applied if x raised to m is equal to x raised to n, then m is equal to n. So using these two laws I got the final answer, that is x equal to 1. So please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now we'll see next example number 11th from page number 70. Okay, question is if a raised to x is equal to b raised to y is equal to c raised to z. If a raised to x is equal to b raised to y is equal to c raised to z, then find the, and b square equal to ac, and b square is equal to AC, then we have to express y in terms of x. Then express y in terms of x and z. Okay, actually this is in the form of MCQ, but if you observe, all the four options have either x have our expression in x and z. So here we have to write y in terms of x and z. So let us see its solution. See, here we have a raised to x is equal to b raised to y is equal to c raised to z. As these three are equal, I'm saying let say they are equal to k. Okay, as these three quantities are equal, so I am assuming that these three are equal to k. Okay, now see, when we have a raised to x equal to k, definitely suppose from here I need to get the value of a, then what I have to do? To get the value of a, anyhow I have to remove this exponent. For example, if I have x square is equal to 9, now to get the value of x, I need to remove this 2 or the power 2, and for that what actually I used to do, I used to take root sign of both sides, or in other words I used to take power 1 by 2 on both sides. Okay, so here to remove this I have to take power 1 by 2 on both sides. Suppose I have x cube is equal to 27, then to remove this 3 I have to take power 1 by 3 on both sides. Similarly over here, to remove this power x we need to take power 1 upon x on both sides. Okay, so a raised to x raised to 1 upon x is equal to k raised to 1 upon x. Now this x and x I can cancel. This is a raised to x multiplied by 1 upon x is equal to k raised to 1 upon x. So this x and x, when we cancel, we'll get a is equal to k raised to 1 upon x. Now why I am finding the value of a? See, we have the expression b square equal to ac. So anyhow we have to find the values of a, b and c, and then when we put the values of a, b, c over here, definitely we'll get whatever is required. So here I did with the help of a raised to x equal to k, I got the value of a. Now I'll repeat the process to get the value of b. Okay, so now here I do write, now b raised to y is equal to k, therefore I can write b raised to y raised to 1 upon y is equal to k raised to 1 upon y, and hence I'll get b is equal to k raised to 1 upon y. On the similar basis I do get value of c. So here c raised to z is equal to k, so I can write c raised to z raised to 1 upon z is equal to k raised to 1 upon z, which gives me c is equal to k raised to 1 upon z. So I got the values of a, b and c. Okay, a, b and c. Now I'll put the values of a, b, c in the given expression. In the expression b square is equal to ac. Now b square is equal to ac. So at the place of b I put k raised to 1 upon y. Okay, k raised to 1 upon y, that is the value I'll put at the place of b. 2 remains as it is. At the place of a I put k raised to 1 upon x. At the place of c I put k raised to 1 upon z. Okay, so this, now if I apply the power law, this will become k raised to 2 upon y, and over here if I apply the product law, you can see bases are same, so we have to add the powers. So k raised to 1 upon x plus 1 upon z. So this gives me k raised to 2 upon y. Now over here you can see here the bases are same. on both side bases are same, so definitely powers must be equal. So I can write 2 upon y is equal to 1 upon x plus 1 upon z. Okay, and now what we need the value of y. So here I have 2 upon y. Over here if I take LCM, I will get this z plus x. Now to get the value, take y on that side. So here 2 upon y, so I do write y upon 2 is equal to xz upon x plus z. Okay, finally over here I do get the value of y. Okay, I'll just take 2 on that side. So therefore I can write y is equal to 2xz upon x plus z. 2xz upon x plus z. This is the value of y, or I can say y in terms of x and z. Okay, so I hope this is clear to you. So please note it down, then I'll explain you this once again. Okay, so let me explain you this once again. See, these three are equal. It is given, and the condition b square equal to ac is given. We have to get the value of y in terms of x and z. As these three are equal, I considered that they are equal to k. Now, as all four, now I can say all four are equal. So first one and the last one, a raised to x equal to k. From here, I got the value of a. For that, see, to remove this power x, I took the power 1 upon x on both sides. So by applying the power law, I can write a raised to x multiplied by 1 upon x. X and x will cancel out, so I will get a is equal to k raised to 1 upon x. By using the same method, I got b is equal to k raised to 1 upon I, and c is equal to k raised to 1 upon z. After obtaining the values of a, b and c, I kept these three values in the expression b square equal to ac. At the place of b, I took k raised to 1 upon y. At the place of a, k raised to 1 upon x. At the place of c, k raised to 1 upon z. There you have to take care. See, just I kept the b is equal to k raised to 1 upon pi. This power 2 remains as it is. Now over here, when I apply the power law, I will get k raised to 1 upon y multiplied by 2, that is k raised to 2 upon y. And over here, if I apply the product law, then bases are same, so powers will add. Now these two over here, we can say the bases are same, so definitely powers must be same. So 2 upon y is equal to 1 upon x plus 1 upon z. And after simplifying this, finally I got y is equal to 2xz upon x plus z. Okay, after this, now next we will see example number 12, page 71. Page 71, example 12. Okay, so find the value of, okay, you have to evaluate or find the value of square root of 25 plus 10 root 6. Square root of 25 plus 10 root 6, then plus square root of 25 minus 10 root 6. This you have to simplify this, or you can say you have to find the value of this or evaluate this. So let us see how to solve this. See, suppose for a while I consider this is equal to x. So suppose x is equal to root of 25 plus 10 root 6 plus root of 25 minus 10 root 6. Okay, minus 10 root 6. We have to find the value of this expression. Okay, so now to obtain this or to simplify this, I need to make them square so that I can remove this root sign. So here squaring both sides gives me x square is equal to, see, I have this 25 plus 10 root 6 plus square root of 25 minus 10 root 6. Okay, it's square. Now here this term, this complete term will be considered as a, and this complete term will be considered as b. Okay, so here actually I have to apply the identity of a plus b whole square. What that identity is? A plus b whole square is a square plus b square plus 2ab, and some of you write this in this way. Both the things are same, either this or this is the same thing. So let us see, x square is equal to, now this is a square. However, this particular step is not necessary to write, but still for a better convenient I am writing this. This is a square plus this is b square, okay, plus 2 multiplied by a multiplied by b. Okay, simply I applied the identity of a plus b whole square, a square plus b square plus 2ab. Okay, so x square is equal to, when I square a quantity which is already in root, so simply I can say this root sign and the square will cancel out, so I'll left with 25 plus 10 root 6. Similarly over here I'll get 25 minus 10 root 6. Okay, and this 2ab can be written in this way. I can use single radical sign to write them in this way. Okay, now here this plus 10 root 6 minus 10 root 6 will cancel out because they are equal in magnitude but opposite in sign. So here I do get x square is equal to 25 plus 2 into. Now here again I can apply one identity. This is a plus b, a minus b, that is a square minus b square. So here I do write 25 square minus 10 x whole square. I'll apply this identity, a square minus b square. Okay, so here I do get x square is equal to 25 plus 2. Now 25 square is 625, and over here I'll get, see, 10 square is 100, root 6 square is 6, so I'll get 600. Okay, so further here I do get x square is equal to 25 plus 2. Now 625 minus 600 is 25. Okay, so further I'm solving over here. Therefore I do write x square is equal to 50 plus, sorry, x square is equal to 25 plus 2 into 5. Root 25 is 5. Therefore x square is equal to 25 plus 10, that is 35. Okay, so x square is equal to 35, and what actually we need to find? Value of this expression, and this I assumed as x. So now again here I do take the square root, reverse direction, so I'll get root 35. So this will be the my final answer. Value of x, or the value of the required expression, is okay. See here, this 25 plus 25, so here actually it should be 50. So here instead of 25 I actually should write 50, and when I do write 50 over here, okay, so my final answer will be, instead of root 35 it will be root 60. Okay, now square root of 60, if I simplify it further, I can write x is equal to 4 into 15, and finally write is equal to x is equal to 2 root. This will be my final answer. Okay, here it was 25 plus 25, so here it should be 50. Now you can note it down. Okay, now next we'll see questions from exercise 2.2. First three questions were for your homework. So here I'll start from question number 4th. So page 71, exercise 2.2, it's fourth, and in fourth I'll solve some questions for you. So I'm taking question number 7th. Question number 7th. Okay, I'll solve last two for you, 7th. So here we have to multiply. So it is root 2 multiplied by third root of 3 multiplied by fourth root of 4. Third root of 3 multiplied by fourth root of 4. However, we already saw this type of questions, but let us see once again. So here we have to multiply the surds. These are the surds. Okay. To multiply the surds, their orders must be same. So very first thing, we have to make the order same. And to make the order same, first of all, we have to take the LCM of the orders. Now, over here, if nothing is written over here, it means here order is 2. So first of all, we'll find LCM. Here, LCM of 2, 3 and 4, okay, is equal to 12. Here LCM will be 12. No need to show how you got the LCM. Okay, that you do in your rough work. So LCM of these is 12. Now we'll make their orders 12. So root 2. Actually, instead of root 2, so here actually we have 2 over here. Okay, if nothing is written, 2 is there. It means to make it 12, I need to multiply by 6. So 2 raised to 6. So this gives me 12th root of 64. Okay, then third root of 3. So this gives me 3 multiplied by 4. To make it 12, I need to multiply by 4. So this will become 3 raised to 4. As I multiplied by 4, I'll raise the power of radicand by 4. So this gives me 12th root of 81. Then fourth root of 4. So here to make it 12, I need to multiply by 3. So I have to raise the power by 3 of the radicand. So this will become 12th root of 64. So now when I multiply these 3, what I will get? Let us see over here. Now this root 2. Okay, I do write root 2 multiplied by third root of 3 multiplied by fourth root of 4. So therefore now I do write their equivalent surds. Equivalent surds means surds having the same order. 12th root of 64, okay, multiplied 12th root of 81 multiplied by 12th root of 64. So ultimately this will become 12th root of 64 multiplied by 81 multiplied by 64. So try to multiply this and get the final answer. Then I will give you the final answer. Okay, so here see, it is possible to simplify it further. This 64 is actually 2 raised to 6. This 81 remains as it is. This 64 is again 2 raised to 6, 12th root of. So this can be expressed as 2 raised to 12 into 81, and here it is 12th root. Okay, now if I write it in this way, 12th root of 2 raised to 12 multiplied by 12th root of 2 raised to 81. So this actually becomes 2. If you remember, I gave you this law, nth root of a raised to n is equal to a. Or if you want to convert this into exponent, again you are going to get the same thing. So it is 2 multiplied by 12th root of 81. This is the final answer. Okay, so please note it down, then we'll see the next question. Okay, now we'll see one more question from this. No, it's last one, fourth, 8. Okay, again we have to multiply. So second root of m square n square. So here it is given second root, even though if it is not given, by default it is considered as second root. If nothing is given, by default it is second root. Sixth root of m square n square, and finally multiplied by third root of m square n square. So here again the orders of all three surds are different, so we have to make them same to multiply, and for that we have to take LCM. So here LCM of 2, 3 and 6. LCM of 2, 3, 6 is 6. Okay, so now we'll make all the surds with order 6. So here it is m square n square. Now this can be written as, here if I multiply with, to make it 6, I need to multiply by 3. Okay, so I have to raise the power of this by 3. So ultimately this will become sixth root of, now over here actually I have to apply the power law, power to power. So this will become m raised to 6 n raised to 6. Okay, then here I have m square. So here already the order is 6, so no need to convert this. So I will come to this. It is third root of m square n square. To make the order 6, I need to multiply by 2. So this will become m square n square raised to 2. As I multiplied by 2 to make it 6, I will raise the power of the radicand by 2. So this gives me sixth root of m raised to 4 n raised to 4. Now simply I have to multiply these. So I'm solving over here. Okay, so now this second root of m square n square multiplied by sixth root of m square n square multiplied by third root of m square n square. Okay, so these three terms are in their original form. Now I'll write equivalent surds, that means in which the order will be same. So here it will be 6, so in that case m raised to 6 n raised to 6, and this already has the order 6, so I keep it as it is. And over here when I write the order 6, this will become m raised to 4 n raised to 4. Now all these three surds have the same order, so I can write them in the single radical sign, that is m raised to 6 n raised to 6 multiplied by m square n square, then again multiplied by m raised to 4 n raised to 4. Now this is 6. Now m raised to 6 n raised to 6. So this, if I write mn raised to 6, okay, this is mn raised to 2, and this is mn raised to 4. Now over here we can see the bases are same. These three bases are same with the exponent. So here it will become sixth root of here mn raised to 6 plus 2 plus 4, that is 12. Okay, now I can write this is equal to mn n raised to 12 raised to 1 upon 6. Okay, raised to 1 upon 6. And if I apply the which law? Power law further over here, let me write this over here. Here I can write this as mn raised to 12 multiplied by 1 upon 6. So this will become mn raised to 2, or I can write m square n square. So this is the final answer. Please note it down. Okay, now we'll come to the next question. Okay, next I am taking question number 5th. It's second one. Okay, it's first one, fifth, first one. Okay, we have to divide root 5 by third root of 4. Okay, divide root 5 by third root of 4. Root 5 by third root of 4. Okay, so to divide this again, like multiplication, here again the orders must be same. So here order is 2, here order is 3. So here first we'll find the LCM of, here LCM of 2 and 3 is 6. Now this root 5, okay, root 5, actually here we have 2, so 2 multiplied by 3, 5 raised to 3. Okay, as to make the order 6, I need to multiply the order by 3, so I raise the power by 3. So this will become 6th root of 125. Okay, and the second one is in which the order is 3. So to make it 6, I need to multiply by 2, so here it will become this. So 6th root of 16. 6th root of 16. Okay, now simply we have to divide. Now root 5 divided by third root of 4 can be written as 125, 6th root of 125 upon 6th root of 16. So finally the only thing that can be done, added as one more step, will be this. That's it. 6th root of 125 upon 16 is the final answer. So please note it down. Okay, now we'll see question number 7th. It's second one. Question number 7th, it's second one. Okay, again here you have to simplify. The question is 7th, it's second one. Simplify 5 raised to minus 1. Okay, it is 5 raised to minus 1 multiplied by 7 raised to 2 divided by 5 raised to 2, 7 raised to 4 raised to whole raised to 7 by 2. Then multiplied by 5 raised to minus 2 multiplied by 7 raised to 3 divided by 5 raised to 3 multiplied by 7 raised to 5 minus 5, 7 raised to minus 5 raised to minus 5 by 2. So we have to simplify this. Okay, 5 raised to minus 1, 7 square, 5 raised to 2, 7 raised to minus 4. Okay, there is minus 4 in the question. Then 5 raised to minus 2, 7 raised to 3, 5 raised to 3, 7 raised to minus 5 raised to minus 5 by 2. So we have to simplify this. So think for a while that how you will proceed, then I will give you its solution. Okay, so it is not that much difficult. The only thing that you have to keep in your mind that first simplify this and then come to this. That means simultaneously first we have to simplify this bracket, then this bracket, and then we'll multiply the bracket. So here 5 raised to minus 1 upon 5 raised to 2. So definitely I can write 5 raised to minus 1 minus 2 multiplied by 7 raised to 2 minus 4, so minus 4. Here I applied the which law? Quotient law. Okay, quotient law says x raised to m upon x raised to n is equal to x raised to m minus n. So minus 1 minus 2. Here my 2 minus minus 4, and this power raised to 7 by 2 remains as it is. Similarly over here multiplied by, so this again 5 raised to minus 2 minus 3 multiplied by 7 raised to 3 minus minus 5 raised to minus 5 by 2. Now this will become 5 raised to minus 3. Okay, multiplied by 7 raised to 2 plus 4, that is 6. Okay, 2 minus minus plus, so 2 plus 4 is 6. Raised to 7 by 2, raised to 7 by 2 multiplied by, over here 5 raised to minus 5 multiplied by 7 raised to 3 plus 5, that is 8 raised to minus 5 by 2. Okay, so here I applied the quotient law over here and then just simplification. Now again here I am going to apply another law. See, we have, if we have x y raised to m, I do write x raised to m into y raised to m. So this law I'll apply. So here 5 raised to minus 3 raised to 7 by 2. Okay, 5 raised to minus 3 raised to 7 by 2 multiplied by 7 raised to 6 raised to 7 by 2 multiplied by 5 raised to minus 5 raised to minus 5 by 2 multiplied by 7 raised to 8 raised to minus 5 by 2. Okay, so by applying this law I'll get this. Now if over here I apply the power law, so this will become 5 raised to minus 21 upon 2 multiplied by 7 raised to 42 by 2 multiplied by 5 raised to plus 25 by 2, 7 raised to minus 40 by 2. Okay, simply I applied the power law. So here I can say applied the third law. First law I applied quotient law, then xy raised to m is equal to x raised to m, y raised to m, and over here I applied the power law when powers will multiply. Now see this first term and this fourth term, that means these two have the same base. So here I do write 5 raised to minus 21 by 2 multiplied by 5 raised to 25 by 2 multiplied by 7 raised to 42 by 2 multiplied by 7 raised to minus 40 by 2. Okay, now the bases are same, so I can add the powers. So over here I can write therefore 5 raised to minus 21 by 2 plus 25 by 2 multiplied by 7 raised to 42 by 2 minus 40 by 2. Okay, now next here it will become 5 raised to, here I can take LCM, so this will become minus 21 plus 25 by 2 multiplied by 7 raised to 42 minus 40 by 2. So this will become 5 raised to 4 by 2 multiplied by 7 raised to 2 by 2. So this will become 5 square multiplied by 7 raised to 1. So this will become 25 multiplied by 7, and finally we'll get the answer, that is 175. Okay, so this is my final answer. So please note it down. Okay, I hope this is clear to you. So here what I did, first I took the powers of 5 and over here I took the powers of 7, then simplified and then I applied the power law. I did the same thing over here. First I took the power of 5, then power of 7. After simplification I applied the power law. Then again after getting these four terms, again I took the powers of 5 together and powers of 7 all together, and then after simplification I will get my final answer, that is 175. Okay, now question number 8. If 27 raised to x, if 27 raised to x is equal to 9 upon 3 raised to x, 9 upon 3 raised to x, find x. Okay, so let us see its solution. So again, the very first thing that should be in your mind, that here x, and x is in the powers, x is in the exponent. So whenever you find this type of thing, you have to try to make the left hand side and right hand side with the same denominator, sorry, with the same base. So here I have 27 raised to x upon is equal to 9 into 3 raised to x. So this can be written as terms of 3. This is already in terms of 3, that means having base 3. Here again we can write this so that the base become 3. Here again I can write this 9 so that base become 3. So this can be written as 3 raised to 3 raised to x, isn't it? 27 can be written as 3 cube and this, and 9 is 3 square, and over here 3 raised to x. So this will become 3 raised to 3 multiplied by x. So here actually I applied the, I can say, power law, and over here 3 raised to 2 minus x. So here I applied two laws simultaneously. One is x raised to m raised to n is equal to x raised to mn, and another law I applied, that is x raised to m upon x raised to n is equal to x raised to m minus n. Ultimately my target was to make the denominators same. Using this law I did the thing. So here I have 3 raised to 3x is equal to 3 raised to 2 minus x. Okay, so here the bases are same. Now when the bases are same, we have a law to compare the powers. So therefore here I can write 3x is equal to 2 minus x. And which law I used? I used if x raised to m is equal to x raised to n, then m is equal to n. Using this law I wrote this. Okay, now here the bases are same, so simply now what actually we need to get the value of x. So 3x plus x is equal to 2. So here I do get 4x is equal to 2. So x is equal to 2 upon 4. So finally x is equal to 1 upon 2. See, over here they directly asked you to find the value of x. Instead of this, it is quite possible they do ask find the value of x raised to x, or the value of 64 raised to x, and so on. So this is the final answer. Please note it down. Okay, so now we'll see one more question, that is question number 9. Now this question is on page number 72. Question 9th, and there are three parts of that, so we'll see one of that, so I'll go for the second one. Okay, ninth, second one. Again here we have to find the value of x. The given expression is 3 upon 5 raised to x multiplied by 5 upon 3 raised to x is equal to 125 upon 27 is equal to 125 upon 27. So again here is the almost similar question. You can see we need to find x, and that is in the terms of power. So anyhow we have to make the bases same. Now over here this is 125 upon 27, this is 5 cube, this is 3 cube. So here I can write 5 upon 3 raised to 3. So I also need 5 upon 3 in the left hand side. So this is already in the form of 5 upon 3. So I need to make it 5 upon 3, and to do so what I will do, 5 upon 3 raised to minus x. We know whenever we change the numerator and denominator, we interchange the numerator and denominator, we make the power negative. Multiplied by 5 upon 3 raised to 2x is equal to 5 upon 3 raised to 3. So now over here bases are same, so I can write 5 upon 3 raised to minus x plus 2x, and over here 5 upon 3 raised to 3. So here now 5 upon 3 raised to x is equal to 5 upon 3 raised to 3. Now bases are same, so definitely I can say x equal to 5. So here I use which law? If x raised to m is equal to x raised to n, then m is equal to n. Okay, and over here I can say I used x upon y raised to m is equal to y upon x raised to minus m. Okay, and over here I applied x raised to m into x raised to n is equal to x raised to m plus n. Okay, so this is my final answer. Sorry, not 5, it should be 3. So please note it down. Okay, now note down your homework. Page number 71, 72, exercise 2.2, question number 4 to question number 9. Okay, that is your homework for this lecture. Okay, however, some of these questions we already discussed, but still you have to do all the sums for your homework. Please note it down. Okay, so that is all about this lecture. Now we'll meet in next lecture. Till then, bye. Thank you.